Good day YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a quick episode. It's basically a 30% reassembly video on the KTM Duke 390. I'm going to put you on a time lapse again. I'll quickly show you now what I'm going to show you in the time lapse. The time lapse I've recorded earlier throughout the day. What we've going on, or what we've got going on, is we've got the wiring loom reinstalled in the new painted frame. We've got the bottom and top triple clamp mounted together with a handlebar mount and the handlebars. The ignition is back in place or Loctited in together. The forks I've reinstalled to get the triple trees lined up, but they will have to come out again because we need to do the fork seals. You'll see the video on that coming soon. I've just added the rear plastics. You'll see they don't fit very well. They're not fastened in any way. They just clip back on, just to get you an idea of what it's basically going to look like. At the moment it is already painted, the plastics. The rear plastics that I'll show you is painted in a super or a hyper jet black, and then it is covered with 3 coats of matte clear coat. The plastics were badly broken and so forth. That was all fixed. What else do we have? We've got the ABS pump back in place. We've got the radiator reservoir back in place. Yeah, basically we're ready to, the wiring is in such a state that if we plug the headlight in and the battery, it's basically ready to rock. But remember, we still need to rebuild the engine. I'll quickly go through that with you as well. And then I'm going to put you on a time lapse. But for now, let me quickly show you what we've got going on here. Here you can see the newly painted frame, the handlebars mounted, and the plastics nicely painted in this matte satinish finish black. All of that's nicely done. That's going to be the cockpit view for the rider, with a painted top yoke. I think that came out very nice, super gloss black. We still need to do some tidying up of wiring. And here as well, this is your little boot area. This is where the battery lives. All of these plastics were redone. It's got the orangey tail tidy on it. This bottom section was actually, I've painted that as well because it was so badly chipped, and this is just dust now. It's brand newly painted. It's still not fastened. These fasteners here are the ones that keeps these plastics aligned, so that's not really in yet. But as you can see, the frame came out pretty damn nice, if you ask me. I'm very pleased with this. Okay, let's quickly talk about the engine. Oh, you can see the engine does have a bit of scratches and things on it. Never mind this oil leak here. That's because I took this cover off to get engine paint mixed. Let me just put this little light off me on a stand. As you can see, at some stage the barrel has been replaced, or the cylinder, and now it's not the same color. So we've got this color mixed. I'm going to paint that so that it looks the same, and then also we'll use the same paint to touch up all of these wear marks and things. But I'm sure you'll agree with me, the engine is beautifully cleaned. The exhaust pipe also, that will be polished and cleaned properly. It also needs a new clutch. The clutch is slipping quite badly, so I'm going to be installing new clutch plates and things. Here you can see it's very nice and clean, ready to be disassembled. I don't like to disassemble dirty engines because all of that dirt just gets dumped into the engine. I'm also going to replace this thermal switch with a switch that comes on at a lower temperature. These Duke 390s are known to run quite hot, and in the South African climate that is not, you know, ideal for us here. I'm going to quickly show you the rims. They're also done. I managed to have them sit in the sun the whole day just to get this clear lack a bit harder. I'd like to show you this. I like to add a paint pen, especially on disc brakes, on all the fasteners. So you can see just with a simple view if some of those fasteners has backed out. Here's a rear one. The rims came out, I'm very happy with them. They came out beautiful. I've even went so far as to put a little sticker on underneath the clear coat, rotation direction and valve direction. So we're going to put a valve that points this way, away from the disc, and the same on the other side. Valve direction is towards the sprocket. Yes, that can become a bit greasy, but at least you won't burn your hand shreds when you try to pump up the wheel when the disc is hot. So yeah, all right, that's enough from me. I'm going to put you on a time lapse and then show you what I've done today to that little guy right there. Thank you. Before I go, just wanted to show you my bench is nice and clean, washed, ready for disassembly of the engine. So we'll get that going, and I think with the engine video I'll do a more detailed video for you guys.
Alright guys, so here you can see the ABS pump is already fitted. You'll see me putting some degreaser down there. That's the degreaser that I use. Yeah, I'm actually busy degreasing the head stem bearings to make sure that they're nice and clean and all the old grease is removed. There I'm cleaning the old grease off the head stem, and here I'm actually using lacquer thinners to make sure that there's no paint left over there. Here I'm removing the masking tape from the inside of the triple clamps. You'll see me putting my grease down there. Now I'm reading the manual to make sure that I know the torque specs of everything that I need to assemble for the moment. There's a grease. I'm busy palming in wheel bearing grease into these headstock bearings, making sure it's all nice and lubed up. Cleaning all the excess grease off as I go. Here you'll see me fitting the forks. That's just to align the two triple clamps to each other before I torque down that bolt. So now those forks can be removed again. And for the rest of the video, it's basically going to be just fitting wiring. Here I'm going to fit the handlebar now. I'm just adding the handlebar holder. There's a newly painted handlebar. And now it's time to start figuring out this wiring harness. I might also just add, guys that create content will know this, but on my camera and the settings that it's on, during a time lapse, 1 minute and 12 seconds for you is an hour's worth of work for me. This was more than 3 hours spent on this motorcycle just to get the wiring loom and all the brake lines and things installed into their right places. It's a very time-consuming job, but it is extremely satisfying afterwards if you stand back and look at what you've created. or not that you've created, but what you have put to such a beautiful condition. And it's something to be really proud of.